Hello everybody and welcome to yet another round of Banter Blitz, everyone's favorite show. And once again, I'm not alone, but I'm especially pleased today to introduce our latest higher improvement star, Pascal Charbonneau. Welcome, how are you doing, Pascal?
I'm doing great. It's a huge pleasure to be here, especially with you, because I feel like I might need some help if I actually have to make some moves. And I am looking forward to trying to crush everybody on chess 24 like you do, every day of your life.
That is the spirit, and especially looking for help from me making moves is gonna be a tough mission. Sorry, as usual, I'm doing the tech while we're starting.
I assume I have to play e4, e5.
No. You play whatever you want, but before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself. We actually know each other, but that's from like 20 years ago. We haven't really stayed in touch.
Yeah, we need to catch up. So for the last 12 years or so, I was working in finance in New York City. Sort of an interesting career path that took me, to the world of high finance for a little while. And now I moved on from a job at a hedge fund in the North Jersey area.
I have to interject here.
Sure.
So are you rich? For me, like what people Google is Jan Gustafsson net worth is like the second thing they Google. I'm very poor. Please stop Googling, especially you, Donny Ariel. You can stop. I'm still poor and struggling. But do people ask you that if you're coming from finance? Wow, you must have made a killing.
People do all the time, and I think it's somewhere in the middle. I had some good years, but not anything where I'm ready to retire or anything like that. But it's a career path that I think is good if you're willing to sell your soul to the devil for a little while. It takes some nights without much sleep and some difficult times, and that's partly why now I'm happy to be doing something else. And it seems like the chess world is just getting better and better. So I'm hoping this is my path to real wealth.
So you're looking for the dungeons of chess 24 to make you whole again?
Pretty much. I mean, it's always very hard. You speak to people that trade stocks, you speak to people that play poker. You don't really know. Maybe they're up 20 million, maybe they're down 20 million. It's not obvious. So I'll keep it mysterious, but I take questions. So if anyone has questions, I'll answer them, and they can
The fact that you're 20 million is like your swing rate already tells us a little something. For me, is do I find 20 euro? Do I not find 20 euro?
That was a hypothetical. So the 20 million, I think I'm giving the wrong impression.
This, by the way, is Banter Blitz. What you can do is challenge us to a blitz game of 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you want. The one thing you have to be is a Chess24 premium user. If you're not a Chess24 premium user yet, you can go to chess24.com/premium. And if you use the voucher code Yanistan, not only you might qualify for a green card in Yanistan, especially it's uneasy times out there with, well, you're all following the news.
What are the politics like there?
It's a dictatorship, but we pretend to be a democracy. But you also get 15% off on your purchase. So what's not to like?
I mean, it is the best deal around to begin with. So with 15% off,
I think there's better deals out there, but none of the other deals give you preferential treatment in Yanistan. So I still encourage that one.
Fair enough.
So have you seen the movie The Dictator?
That's the one with Sacha Baron Cohen?
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen that.
Like the first 10 minutes give you a good idea of how Yanistan is supposed to run. After that, it becomes a horrible rom-com, but we can ignore that part. So let's play a game.
Okay.
Wow, everybody
All
wants
right,
to play
this is
us.
very excited. Very excited.
Let's warm up with some weaklings and play DBs.
Who
What
is
do we
it?
do against DBs? This is David Martinez,
Who is this guy?
our friend from Spain, who was with me last show. Actually, he just came in. No one asked him.
By the way, where do people assume we are? Are we in Yanistan? Are we somewhere else?
No, we are in Hamburg. We're in the new, what do we call it, underground office. They kicked me out of the real office for bad behavior.
I think it's your lair, is what it is.
I don't know. It's not my basement. It's actually office space, but no one but me and now you.
Have you seen
Is
the
ever
movie
good.
Office Space? That's actually one that I rather like.
I haven't seen it. It's well liked that I'm
It is
aware
well
of,
liked.
but it never became a thing in Europe. So I sometimes hear people refer to it.
It's
But
a little bit old, but
yeah,
they hire these consultants, the Bobs.
the Bobs.
I don't know. I hope Chess24 never hires the Bobs.
What's that like?
The Bobs are consultants.
People that
They're
look
like
for
human,
synergies by firing everybody.
essentially.
That's
Yes.
what I wanted.
So human resource consultants. They come in and, ask everybody what they do, and then nobody stays.
Not much.
This is a very exciting opening.
I don't know. DB's. The thing people don't know about DB's is he's a trickster, but he's a horrible strategic player. So if I just keep making random quiet moves, he won't know what to
It's
do.
very sound.
See
G4,
G4,
yeah.
boom.
Immediately.
Like a player with any sort of chess culture would have played A3 to keep that bishop. Not DB's.
Well,
Greetings.
he
going for broke.
he castles into it.
Ask and you shall be given, as we say in Spain. So you're Canadian?
I am Canadian, but so I grew up in Montreal. French was my first language. Well, French is my first language, I should say. But I moved to the U.S. when I went to university when I was 19 or so. For those who are math wizards here, that was in 2002, so you could figure out how old I am now.
I have no idea, but I've seen your username somewhere as something like Pascal 83. So
That's another way.
thought there might be a
But then
clue
you
in
still
there.
have to do some math, yeah. I've been in the U.S. since, so I mostly in the New York area the last 12 years, and then about 6 months ago, I moved with my family to Sarasota, Florida, where we have beautiful beaches, cheaper lifestyle.
I have a couple questions. First question, do you agree with my long-held belief that Australians and Canadians are the best people? Not necessarily in that order, just in general.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I generally have a good impression of Canadians, and so does everyone. The other thing that's a little amazing to me is that it seems to be like a universally held belief, especially about
I think
Canadians.
it's quite
Like,
accepted by now.
Yeah, in a way that's maybe surprising, but
So why is that? Because you have healthcare and you don't have any worries, so you can just focus on being nice?
yeah, but I mean, the entire world has healthcare, right? Except
Not
for
Americans, right?
no, well, yeah, except for one country, I guess.
That's true.
But
No one ever thought of the
But yeah, I mean, I
Germans as
think
nice people.
there's this idea that it's a peaceful country based on like a number of things, foreign policy, I don't know, but then there must be something more. But there's a politeness, right? Like Canadians have the reputation that they'll I don't know. You'll hit them
polite,
on
but
the
also
street and
very
they'll
chilled
tell you a
out,
story.
right? They seem at peace with themselves, like they're not
Yeah.
ticking time bombs like me. Speaking of ticking time bombs, DBS is normally very slow, but then later when he has like 8
right.
seconds left, he speeds up.
Yes.
That's sort of his.
You didn't want to get two
MO.
rooks, yeah? It's better to keep.
I don't know,
mean, I'm just
especially in
trying to
Blitz,
learn
the
at the same
queen
time.
will mess around and attack
Yeah.
stuff. I don't think the 2 rooks are superior here. We don't have an entry
Yeah,
square on
that's
A2.
true.
So
But then
I
you had
don't
some-
think it was a great
yeah.
idea.
But his position has improved a little bit compared.
Nah, it's too horrible.
Not enough.
He's still in real
Especially
big
this-
trouble.
Especially after this move. But how do you feel about Germans?
Germans, well, we have this weight of the German history, of course. Most things people say about Germans are true, I feel. Germans aren't particularly funny. They are reasonably
Except for you.
organized. Yeah, but I'm considered a weirdo in Germany. Like, I don't really represent the masses. They're reasonably organized, hardworking. I think also partly because of German history, but this is my own theory. They do not have any sense of style. Like, everything has to be very functional. You should never dress too well because you don't want to stand out.
Right.
So you just need clothes to navigate the rough German weather, but no more than that. Other than that, they're a little better than their image, especially at chess when playing Spanish people. Like, Germans are friendly and not all of them are evil. But obviously, you understand as a German why Germans aren't all that popular all over the world. Sorry, DBs.
Yeah, that was. You could tell that was Jan playing most of the moves here.
Yeah, but in DB's defense, we were both fully focused on the game, so
True. We spoke.
And that
We
was
spoke
tough.
only about the game.
Right. Okay, I guess at least you're eager to jump in there.
Oh yeah,
Play your first game of Banter Blitz.
I'm itching.
All yours.
I'm itching. Okay.
Not only will I leave you the mouse, I will also leave you alone and get a coffee. Do you want a coffee or
I would
any
love
beverage?
coffee because I'm jittery, but I could be more jittery. So
There you go.
I'm gonna play the Magnus Special, just in the spirit. I'm gonna ask Jan when he comes back about his last decade or so. And now he's not in front of the camera, so I have to be on my own. It's gonna be a little bit tricky. But so far I'm only playing very safe moves, so I should be okay. Bishop d6. So I haven't castled yet, so maybe I'll be able to play knight e5 and f4. I'm talking more about chess now that Jan is gone. He was sort of my my segue to other topics, but he'll be back, I'm sure. So I apologize already for talking about chess too much. I miss playing chess. That's the thing. I haven't played in the tournament in about 4 years, and before that it was probably several years. So I'm a little bit rusty, which should help. I don't know if we're offering any free months today, but I'll ask Jan when he comes back. But obviously, with me playing, it's a little bit of a cheaper price than when Jan is playing. I rather like my position here, though. The king side is probably going to be under some attack. Okay, that's a good move. I think I need Jan's coffee to. He can play knight f5 and hold the position together. I think white's a little bit better, but he's all right. Who am I playing? SHK. Hard to tell exactly where that name is from. He's playing very solidly. I might want to play bishop f2 and g4, g5. I'm still figuring out all the technology here. Obviously, I'm happy to give this bishop since it was mostly looking at its pawns. I think Magnus might play this opening a little bit better than I do, but so maybe I can play g4, g5 and bring the rook. Okay, this move. Well. Should I take with the d pawn or with the f pawn? I guess with the f pawn. And then I might, I'm going to try to do a rook lift. So I'll play rook f4, and at some point I may have bishop h7, rook h4, queen h5, try to checkmate here. Possible that I could bring the other rook to f1 first. He can't really play f5 or f6 because I can take, rook takes, queen takes, and the pawn on e6 hangs. Well, he plays it anyway. I guess he can play an endgame down a pawn. I have to win my first game, right? Like losing my first game would be an absolute disaster just from how long can I last if I lose my first game? Okay, so I won a pawn, and so now it should be mostly a technical affair. Probably rook e7 is a reasonable move. Now his pieces are a little bit passive. Maybe I can bring the knight to e5. I guess that makes sense. I have to make sure I don't get my rook trapped. If he goes king f8, rook c7, knight e8. Well, regardless, knight f3 is reasonable. Of course, I can go back somewhere like e5 or e3. So rook c7, knight e8. I can play rook d7, but knight f6, and then he might be escaping. So I'm just going to go back to e3. I think most of these endgames, with or without the rook, should be losing for black. The knight has a good square. If knight e4, of course, I would be happy to take. Bring the king to e3, c4, d5, all that. I'll bring the king in. Okay. At some point, I'm going to have to create a pass pawn. Well, this, I think I'm rather happy to trade. Now I have either king e5 or king g5. I'll play king g5. All right, so now I have to, at some point, oh, Jan is back. So well, the position is okay, but I feel like you provide a level of entertainment that is hard to match in your absence. So
nah, don't worry about it. People
Okay.
are sick of it at this point. After 200 Banter Blitz shows, they want fresh faces, not
well,
same old young
they have a
bullshit.
very fresh face here. Someone who hasn't played chess in many years.
I was gonna ask, have you played a lot of chess? I haven't looked you up actually.
Not in tournaments, so I've played a lot of online blitz, but I certainly have not played any real rated games. My last rated game was probably about 4 years ago. So
The last game I saw of yours was you defeating Vishiana in the Chess Olympiad
Well, that's-
2006, was it?
that's the last game I saw of mine also. I just stopped looking after, so.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
That was actually, so of course it's the game, that most people remember. It's probably not my favorite chess moment ever, but it was definitely well timed because I was about to start working. I was about to start working in finance just after, so it was sort of my last tournament before my job. I had a job lined up, and I started.
Sorry.
It's okay. I put something in Jan's coffee. No, actually, he was the one making it.
I roofied myself.
He's gonna fall asleep.
Another thing I usually do during the show, which people have called unprofessional,
I'm a
they're
little-
right, is using this very strange substance
That looks.
to do my hair.
That-
I'm not sure if you've
I
seen.
hope- I hope-
There's something about Mary.
I hope your intention is not to get anywhere near me with this thing.
No.
Okay,
you're,
good.
you're good. No worries.
Well,
I'm not sure if I should get anywhere near the mouse with my hands now.
okay. Well, I
let's-
can.
Too late.
Yeah. Now the mouse. Now I don't know that I want to get anywhere near the mouse. That's
That is
It's.
fair. Oh, we have someone from France. I like playing people.
Mais c'est
from
très bien.
France.
My first language is French. I probably already said that,
Ah,
yeah.
alors on peut
On peut parler
jouer
français.
en français, pas de
On
problème.
peut jouer en français. On peut jouer la française.
Non, je ne jouais pas la française.
Pourquoi
Mais bonjour, Idefix.
Bonjour Idefix.
C'est de
So
Goscinny et de...
Yeah, Uderzo and
Uderzo.
Goscinny, yeah.
Oui, c'est vrai. Astérix.
Astérix. Vous connaissez ça en Allemagne? You know this cartoon in German?
Oui. Mais je ne sais pas s'il s'appelle différemment en allemand. Astérix, Obélix, Idefix, Miraculix.
My favorite one in terms of the name is Abra Raccourcix.
Ah non,
Do you know that one?
allemand.
He was the not the mayor, but whatever they.
Majestics.
Abra Raccourcix was the one that they carry him on the
Oui,
thing, you know, the village.
Majestics. En
Yeah,
allemand,
oh,
c'est Majestics.
Ah, ça je savais pas. Ok, c'est moi qui joue ou c'est.
Oui.
Ok.
Alors, c'est son... Je ne peux pas parler français. J'ai étudié dans l'école de 2 ans,
2 ans.
mais je n'ai pas presté attention.
Ah
Je peux parler
Mais tu
espagnol.
parles quand même assez bien.
Alors,
En espagnol?
je peux imaginer les words, mais je ne peux pas parler.
Mots. Words, mots.
Hein. Et je parle français dans le show. Pourquoi je sais que Laurent Fressinet, he
Écoute.
goes nuts
Aha.
si je parle français.
Il adore.
2-3 minutes.
Il
Il
adore.
adore, oui. Il adore allemands speaking français. All right, Laurent, I'll let you live and stop. Kabale is asking, why did Jan put shaving foam in his hair? No, it's...
Right, yeah, that's the same thing I'm wondering. Why
It
did he
says
put shaving foam?
Schaumfestiger, which I think
Foam
means
Festival?
Schaumfestiger. Yeah, I think it's hair product. Let's read up. We at brand name are convinced that that everyone deserves saloon pretty hair. I don't know what that means. Every day.
I mean, that's your hair. That's what it means.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are you worried about losing your hair? I've lost a bit of my hair.
Well, I'm actually not, and I don't know if it's easy to tell on this camera, but I'm every time I look, I have more gray hair in my beard.
Ah, okay. So for you, it's a
so
great
for me,
thing.
it's a great thing. Yeah.
Right. For me, it's a receding hairline kind of thing. And I've already looked into options like, I'm not sure you do it in the US. Here in Europe, people usually go to Turkey or to Thailand and they get hair implants.
Right. Yes. I mean, I think that's popular in the US too. I think I'm genetically, I'm probably keeping my hair, but it's definitely gonna turn gray and white in the next
But gray for a man is not a big deal, is it?
To survive this game. No, it's not a big deal actually. My wife says it's okay, so All right.
Another question I had, since you said you moved to Florida.
Yes.
There is this popular conception over here, but I think also a bit in America, that people from Florida are the craziest. Is that true, or is it because all the wacky stuff happening has to be published in Florida, so a lot more wacky stuff gets published?
Yeah, it's I think it's a mix. A lot of these things, there's always going to be a little bit of truth to it, but in my own interactions, I've found my new neighbors to be very welcoming, and it's been a
How do you call people from Florida? Floridians?
Floridians, yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. How do you call people from Hamburg? Hamburgers?
In German you would, yeah, Hamburger. In English it sounds a bit weird.
Have you seen the movie the Pink Panther with Steve Martin? Not the old one, but
the remake with Steve Martin? No,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the old ones with Peter Sellers, but I don't think I've seen the Steve Martin.
Because he has a scene where he has to say like Gamburger, and it's like he's supposed to learn French actually. So Laurent might have seen this. I don't know.
No, Laurent only watches French movies. He's offended by it. The old ones with Peter Sellers too, he doesn't see any humor in. I would like to have a rhum. He doesn't find it very funny.
Did I blunder? Not really.
Nah, it's all good.
Not a real
He
blunder,
says
but he's
before.
saving. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
saving
defeats.
tonight. So Idefix. All these names in this cartoon are like kind of puns, right? So Idefix is like one idea. Abra raccourci. Did you understand that one?
Oh no, all of that is way over my head.
So
I
abra
just know the
raccourci
name.
means he has tiny arms, like alligator arms, you could say. That's what it means. Okay, have to attack his pawn. This
What's
guy is
obelisk? Obelisk is something.
Obelix, yeah, it's the same actually. I think it's like one of these like.
Yeah. How are your flagging skills?
Excellent. Actually, that's the one skill. I think that's my best skill, because, it requires no actual chess. I get to play a rook endgame.
Yeah, same here. Oh, he resigns.
Actually, there was no rook endgame. I could have played rook c4. Yeah,
Bien
joué, Idefix.
Hello.
The coffee is pretty good in this Hamburg office, I think.
It's
You don't
really
like
bad.
it.
No, I'm a coffee snob. I can't stand it. I still drink a lot of it, but I can't stand it.
Yeah, I drink a lot of it. I'm still a little bit jet lagged here. Last night I couldn't sleep actually. I was just.
Oh, sorry.
I've been reading. I was reading a book by John Grisham just because I couldn't sleep.
Oh,
Do you
reading
like
a
John
book.
Grisham?
So 1990.
Well, yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. I didn't read any books while I was, working in finance. I kind of stopped reading books because all day I was reading financial news or something, and I just couldn't get my eyes on a book. I watched TV shows.
So which Christian book are we reading? The Firm?
Well, actually, I've read that. Now I'm running out of them to read. So I was reading one that's called The Broker, but it's not a financial.
I've never
broker.
heard of it.
Not a financial broker. I think it's from the 90s or something.
I read
You know, I also like.
The Firm, The Jury, The
Yeah.
Verdict. Is that what's called in English?
I think so.
I read a bunch back in my reading days. Nowadays, I'm so restless. I can listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
I mainly listen to podcasts.
I like
but
audiobooks.
audiobooks
I like audiobooks too. I was doing the Tom Clancy, like Jack Ryan stuff on audiobooks. I like the audiobooks, especially when it's like a adventure or mystery or thriller, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, during my holidays, I did like 52 hours of Ready Player One. It was a
Yeah.
very pleasant background for Thailand. which is not really my genre, but the audiobook was excellent. Caro-Kann is also not really my genre. Well, Flink,
Really? But you played it in the Bundesliga.
I play it once in a while, but sort of cluelessly. I feel if I looked at it, I'd get too depressed, because obviously it can't be a very good opening. But sometimes I play it in order to play for a win without really knowing what I'm doing.
That's the one thing about not playing for 10 years is that now it's like I've continued to follow chess. Like I always was looking at the top tournaments, and so I feel like every single move is a possibility, but I have no idea what. Like I don't have a repertoire. That's why I got to probably read your course or something, get a starting point.
By all means. No, but I sort of have the same problem. Like I did this E4, E5 course now for Chessable, so I have an E4, E5 repertoire. But if you're not overly active, it's hard to maintain a working repertoire. I still have very decent theory knowledge because I'm interested in it. It's part of my job and I follow the top tournaments and all that. But you don't have the practice or the repetitions of I got to prepare for that game. I'm going to go through that repertoire and see what changed and so on a daily basis. Like you
it's like an evolving science, right? It's like you have to constantly refine your craft. Mm-hmm. In my case, I'm just trying to get a little bit of craft back.
Flink is very crafty.
Yeah, this is a.
That's why one should not play Caro-Kann without having any clue. What can I do? Maybe not lose on time either. I don't like this position.
No, yeah, I don't love it.
I guess we'll have to suffer.
So
what's going on?
What is Laurent
in the
Did
chat?
Laurent comment on your French?
Laurent loves my French.
He said don't want to comment.
Don't want to comment, exactly.
Yeah.
Jan will pretend I am nasty. No, I never pretend Laurent's nasty.
That's not true. Yeah.
I just tell people that real life Laurent, a very different person from his polite online persona.
The smile.
It's like that Eagles song. You can't hide your lying eyes. And your smile is a thin disguise.
Are you a big fan of the Eagles?
I'd never looked at the Eagles at all, but I was obsessed with that documentary, which came out a couple of years ago, called A History of the Eagles, which, well, documented as documentaries do. The infighting, the discussions between Don Henley and Glenn Fry, and so much nastiness. I got really obsessed with it. And savvy, shrewd businessman, the Eagles as well.
Oh, yeah.
I would say.
I don't think I haven't seen the documentary, but.
We don't just want the ticket money from the arena. We take the money from the parking lot as well, which, especially in the US, is serious money. And then the
if they play at giant stadium like the MetLife, the parking can be $50 or something.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And organizers would say no, and they would say, "All right, we don't play your city," and so they knew what they were doing.
He's playing quite well.
Nah, crush him. How exactly?
Remains to be determined.
Yeah.
Okay, no threat.
Wow.
Found it.
Can't fool Flink. But yeah.
Flink doesn't flinch.
The History of the Eagles, Part 1. Highly recommended.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't know. I think it's on Netflix, yeah. At least it was. Sometimes stuff disappears from Netflix. I'm always confused also. There are all these different Netflixes, like US Netflix.
Oh yeah, now you gotta subscribe to 14 different services too.
Or use VPN, and you can sort of have all the Netflixes, even though I think they're onto me, and sometimes they're telling me, "You might be using a proxy, sir. We are Netflix. You cannot fool us like this." Speaking of, you cannot fool us like this.
Yeah, this guy, if he finds Rook G4, Rook B4, he's in good shape.
No. Oh, this one I missed too. Also, I'm running out of time. That's an bigger concern.
I guess I've been doing a good job of distracting you.
No, that's
Oh,
never an
really?
excuse.
Do people get a free month? How does this work? Do sometimes
People don't get anything. They get
they
the
just
joy
get the honor,
of telling
the
their
honor, the
offspring
pleasure,
about facing the grandmaster,
notoriety.
which is a once in a lifetime opportunity and honor.
I mean, just listening to you should be enough.
I do not disagree with you. Oof.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, Flink! That was a good game, though. He put pressure on
He
me,
actually played very well.
kept it up.
At every point of the game, I think he was not worse.
No, I think
maybe
he was
more than not worse.
always in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Shout out to Flink. Is it Flink? Flink.
FLL Inc. FLL is the airport code for Fort Lauderdale,
Ah,
I think.
maybe
But
he
I have no
runs a
idea.
tattoo studio in the Fort Lauderdale airport.
Could be.
FLL
That's
Inc.
that's yeah.
Pretty good name.
It's one of the best places for a tattoo studio.
Yeah, I've been to Fort Lauderdale airport. And then I checked into the very prestigious Best Western Fort Lauderdale.
Oh yeah, Best Western is a basic hotel chain.
Actually, I think in Europe it has a decent reputation,
Oh,
but
really?
in the States they seem kind of basic.
It's basic, right? Like yeah.
We're very spoiled over here. So.
Well, I mean, we're very spoiled. Right now, I'm staying in an Airbnb with 5 other people and 1 bathroom.
But as a chess player, and I'm being serious about this, one thing you don't realize is nice until you get older is you get to travel the world, and usually you don't pay for it, and very often you actually stay in decent hotels.
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like this. Olympiad,
No,
once you have a
no.
family and you start paying for your own vacation, you start appreciating
stricter, yeah.
this kind of stuff a lot more.
I have 2 kids, 3 and 1, so it's the vacations get expensive quickly. So yeah, I mean, I have missed the traveling that chess tournaments allow you to do. What was your like most off the beaten track destination?
I haven't done a lot of exotic traveling really. Like nowadays, I always go to Thailand when I have free time. It's the only tournament I'm playing, and I'm obviously obsessed with Thailand. Other than that, it's usually been chess businessy. So I've traveled a lot of Europe, but I've never been to Africa. I've never been to Latin America. I've been to Vietnam. That was interesting. China and that part of the
Yeah.
world, but nothing too spectacular. I want to play a blindfold game.
Okay.
So I will clumsily disguise
Oh
myself.
wow, that's
And you can choose an opponent.
Okay.
Then you tell me the moves, and
Okay,
I
so-
will yell out hopefully legal
Let's
moves.
see. I can choose here. Do you have a rating limit for me or no?
Nah, like I will lose if they're too good, but
Yeah.
make it 5 minutes if possible because
Yeah,
in 3
5
minutes
minutes.
we'll
I'll do
lose on
5
time.
minutes here. Jeff CZE, which I guess is Czech.
That sounds scary already.
So I'll tell you if you're white or black. And then do I tell you what moves he makes? You're
Yeah, I
white.
think
You have the
that
white
makes it
pieces.
easier.
So Jan can see nothing. Can you see anything?
No, what I usually try to
I
do.
tried to threaten him with a slap and he didn't flinch, so I think it's true he can't see.
No, well, I'm like Kobe Bryant, even if I had seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I just not have blinked. I'm white, yeah?
Yeah,
One
you're white.
D4.
You know, they say Wayne Gretzky, you know Wayne Gretzky?
No, I don't follow tennis.
You're joking, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he played E6, sorry.
D4, E6,
Yes.
C4.
I just made you lose a few seconds by not.
That's fine.
You're,
I'll lose more by looking for my coffee.
Oh, your coffee is. You can tell me. I can be your assistant. He played
No.
D5.
Knight C3.
Knight F6.
C takes D5.
How much can I distract you, or should I let you focus a little bit?
Up to you.
E takes.
Bishop G5.
I can try to do this next, but it might be embarrassing. Who knows? You know. Bishop E7.
E3. I think the point is that it's embarrassing.
I agree. That's
also
why I
blunder.
probably should do it.
Like
I will do
every third game I do something just stupid.
Castle.
Bishop D3.
H6.
Bishop H4. Advanced players might play Bishop F4 here, but I'm always very confused about these things.
Yeah, I never really understood these subtleties. Sometimes you can play H4 also, but I'm not in that position. C6.
Queen c2. So what sports do you follow? You follow hockey as a Canadian?
Yeah, oh yeah. So I started talking about Wayne Gretzky, but I never said why. They used to say that he had this like amazing peripheral vision. He played knight a6.
Bishop takes a6.
Okay. B takes.
Knight f3.
Yeah, they said that he had this amazing peripheral vision. Like that's why he was such a good passer. And probably some other reasons also. But yeah, so I follow at this point. I probably follow tennis more than anything else. But before that, the rook b8.
Short castle.
And tennis is the main sport that I played. You know, other than chess, and I still play a little bit. And then it's probably like basketball and football, American football, you know, kind of tied. Everything else I really don't pay attention anymore. But with kids, it's hard to.
That's alright.
What about you? You're the big basketball is everything. Right?
Yeah, I pretty much only follow NBA and then some weird stuff. Which
And you don't like
even sports.
You don't like.
MMA,
You're not a big. Oh yeah, you're not a big fan of like football or soccer.
I grew up with football or soccer, like everyone in Germany or Europe. I get a bit bored of it, honestly. Like I used to go to matches, but you're standing there in the rain. It's 1-1
Yeah.
after 90 minutes. Okay.
So if the rook e8.
Wow, I managed to distract myself. Did I just castle? If not, I'm castling now.
Yeah, castling is not a legal move.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. Then knight to e5.
I tried to do this in the most rule appropriate
Yeah,
manner.
that's
I mean, I don't want anyone to accuse us of.
No, yeah, football. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. Maybe I'm also just trying to be a contrarian because that's still the sport number 1, 2, 3, and 4 over here.
Yeah.
I mainly follow NBA.
Queen b6.
Knight a4.
You're playing very well.
Thank you. Except for the legal moves problem.
Yes, I mean that's a detail. My wife played soccer a lot, and her brother also.
Is that more of a women's sport in the US? Because I hear about a lot of girls playing soccer, but not so many guys.
Well, I think for. So I would say, queen b5. Sorry, I have to tell you the moves there.
Yeah. Knight takes c6.
So I think soccer is actually becoming one of the biggest sports for kids. But somehow, like the problem in the U.S. in terms of actually having good soccer teams is that the best athletes still kind of gravitate to baseball, football, other things that have more sort of professional leagues. Right. But
you don't read about a lot of 300 million contracts being signed.
No, yeah, not
Major League
in
Soccer
the MLS. Yeah, I mean they've been signing sort of the retiring European players.
Yeah, sure.
It's that's been the to try to get more merchandise sales. A tricky move, bishop f5.
Is that tricky?
Well,
knight takes e7.
You're just too aware of the situation. Rook takes e7.
Queen takes f5.
Queen takes a4.
Bishop takes f6.
Pawn takes f6.
So many options. So little time. Queen f6.
You have 2.5 minutes and he has 1:45 or so. He played rook e6.
That's fair. Queen f6 was a little dumb. Anyway, queen f5.
You got rid of his least valuable pawn.
Yeah, exactly.
I played a little basketball when I was in high school. I actually had a lot of fun with it. But then I told the coach that rook takes b2.
Queen d5.
I told the coach that I had to miss practice because I had some kind of chess tournament. And in chess, I was, maybe not especially good, but I was Canadian champion, and so he, was not happy with that, and so then I quit the team. Then I was very upset actually because I had more fun doing that than other things I did.
Sorry to hear
It's a
that.
very sad story, right?
Coach.
It's a very sad
Crushing your
story.
spirit.
Yeah. Queen C2.
Queen C2. Rook AC1.
The thing about blindfold games is it feels like it's never really over. Queen G6.
No, anything could happen at
Yes.
any point. Rook C8 check.
Did you play some sports?
Nah. Like I played football as a
Yeah.
kid and throughout high school and so on.
King G7.
Queen D8.
Someone says it's football, not soccer. Well,
Yeah, he's probably European.
It's European.
I'm doing a lot of
The thing is,
cultural appropriation, so I call it soccer.
well, the thing is, yeah, because it's unambiguous. If you say football, then some of the audience
Especially
that's
when
in the
talking
US,
to Americans, they don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Yeah, exactly.
like football, everyone understands. Soccer, everybody can understand, even if that's
Even
not-
though, of course, it is
even if they
incredibly
really don't like
pretentious by Americans to
I
have
know,
this
yeah,
game which you play
appropriate,
where
yeah.
you don't even kick the
He
ball
played
with your
Queen
feet.
H7, by the way.
And
yes.
to take in, let's call that football.
Yeah.
It's a centuries-old popular game. We
With
call it
an
soccer.
with an oddly shaped.
Yeah, exactly. And Queen H7, excellent move.
Yes, that stopped your one and
Stopped
only
my
your
big
one and only
plan.
idea. Yeah,
And D5.
you had to find another, the second front. That's what they call it, right?
Yeah, second wave.
Second wave. You have a minute 15, and he's running.
Wow,
He's
time
running.
travel.
Rook, EB6.
Rook EB6. D6.
Rook B1.
Wow, counterplay.
Oh,
Queen F8.
Queen F8 check. King F6.
Queen E7.
Queen E7 check. King G6.
G3.
Did you say rook takes B1? No, I'm kidding.
I said G3. Arbiter.
Rook takes F1 check.
King F1.
Rook B1 check.
King G2.
King G7.
Queen E5.
It's been a good game. He resigned.
Wow.
Well played. Well played.
Drama.
Is it my turn to do this thing? This is
Oh wow, we didn't have the. Did you just switch back, or we didn't have the board? Oh, we didn't have the board. Sorry, I blindfolded myself a bit early. Sorry. So I crushed the
no.
guy. I hope you guys enjoyed it as blindfolded as I did. Look at this fine position. I expertly crushed him. No, but that was my bad. I forgot to switch to the board before blindfolding myself.
Oh my goodness.
No, it happens once every other show. And it's just a pity that it might have been the game of the, I don't know, the decade, let's say.
Yeah,
The century might be strong, but the decade, certainly.
I think you played perfectly.
I think, yeah, maybe it is the game of the century. Especially here, like, look at all this maneuvering to
precise.
stop Queen B1 or Queen E4.
Yeah.
Like, I was so happy with myself.
Are you sure you said G3 and not rook takes B1?
Fairly sure.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a fantastic game. Shout out to me.
So it was just on the video. It was just on the video, not the word I see.
But at least you guys got some great sports talk out of it too. So I don't think you have any reason.
No, yeah, I mean it's entertaining beyond. Much beyond.
So you can choose the same blindfold I just used, which might be a little sweaty by now, or we can try to find you an alternative. I'm not sure this is any cleaner though.
Well, you know.
I can't guarantee who wore this and why.
No, but I mean, hopefully it doesn't matter. First of all, I'm already pretty much blind.
Okay.
Just by
Maybe
doing
you
this.
can just do this.
No, that's. I think there would be some skeptics, so I have to.
looks somewhat.
I haven't blindfolded myself like this in a while. Where's my coffee is done, I think, anyway.
Your coffee's here, but it's sort of empty.
Okay.
So let's choose a
A
worthy
very strong
opponent.
opponent.
How about this guy? Königspilsner.
What's his name?
His name is Königspilsner.
Königsbisner.
Stands for beer. You have the white pieces.
Okay, I'll play. I have to revert to my old ways for this important game, E4.
Excellent.
What's his rating?
His rating is 1836.
Okay.
E5.
Oh man, just for Jan, I think I have to play F4.
Ah, that's the 23rd best move according to my research. E takes F4.
Bishop C4. Have you seen this one before?
Yeah. Knight F6.
D3.
Oh. And D5.
Pawn takes D5.
Knight takes D5.
I'm already much worse, right? That's the problem with this
Yeah, I
opening.
would guess so.
I'll play. I'll play Queen F3.
Looks good. Let's see how often we got show the board. Oh, not that often.
Yeah, no, it's very. I think it was partly my fault because if I was a little bit paying attention, I could have spotted that.
But I think
He's thinking.
people are used to worse. He's thinking deeply after Queen F3.
Don't forget to tell me when he makes a move. You know, I need all the help I can get.
And apparently Laurent has been complaining about German trains always being late. That is true. That is one of the few myths about Germany, that German trains are always on time. Nothing could be further from the truth. Bishop E6.
Because in France they have like a perfect system.
They have TGV.
Yeah, TGV. Très grande vitesse.
Oui.
Okay, I'll play. Knight E2.
Knight E2, and wow, we have royalty. I'm not sure if he's royal, but he's royal to me. In the chat, John Bartholomew is saying, "Hey, Jan and Pascal, good to see you both."
Oh, he's very polite.
It's very polite. Is
Very
that
polite.
is that a Minnesota thing? Are they like almost Canadian? Bishop D6 has been played.
They are essentially like Canadians.
That's what I always thought.
Well, he's trying to trick me into taking his knight on D5. It's
It's
very,
cunning.
it's cunning. I'll play. I'll castle. I can castle, right?
Yes, that is legal.
Good. John, it's nice to see you. Also, I'm gonna be polite too.
Wow, this conversation between Canadian and a Minnesotan
Proxy,
sounds fun.
proxy
Nice
Canadian.
to see you. Nice to see you too.
Yeah, we're trying to teach Jan more manners.
You've been in meetings with me quite a bit. I could use some politeness coaching, some business conversation 101.
Exactly.
Oh, I made a move for you. I'm not sure if I was supposed to or not.
What?
Knight BC3, was that what you told me?
No, I didn't say that. In
sorry.
which position? But you
After
didn't tell me-
C6, after castle C6.
Okay, and then I played.
I
knight
thought you said
B3.
knight C3, knight BC3.
I didn't-
It was
I-
in my mind.
I did
He
not
went
s-
knight takes C3.
I wouldn't have played knight BC3.
It's an excellent
Oh
move to
my
work.
goodness! Oh my goodness! Well, now I'm distraught.
Fair enough. Is that the Canadian word for pissed?
Yes, actually, piss is not in the Canadian version of Merriam-Webster. All right, I have to take on C3 with my knight.
Excellent move.
Thank you. If he takes on C4, you can take back. Now I'm going to tell you in
Happened.
advance
Bishop
because
C4, D4.
I don't want you
Short
to
castles.
short castles. Okay, I mean, I guess. So if I take on F4, he can do some Queen B6.
He doesn't have a clue.
So we'll play knight to E4.
All right. We have 220. He has 314.
220?
Yeah, time flies when.
Oh my God! Time flies when you're having fun with Jan.
Tell me about it. Words no one has ever said outside of Canada or
yeah,
Minnesota.
this is what they like said. No one ever. You know, that's what they said. Said no one ever.
Speaking of, that's what they say. I think John tweeted about my Chessable series earlier. Jan's depth is impressive, and I didn't dare to reply. That's what she said. Like normally,
Oh yeah.
it's such an easy one, but I thought on
easy.
Twitter I
It
could
works-
get into real
it
trouble.
works. It works almost all the time.
I've been trying to teach. Oh, I played. Did I play the move for you? So I play move for you.
no! Oh no!
Bishop e5. I played c3,
Not again.
but it was an excellent move.
Actually, that's what I was planning to do.
There you go.
Bishop e5.
Knight a6. He played.
Knight a6.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll take on f4.
excellent. So that's what she said. Thing. Of course, it's tongue in cheek, and I don't believe in any of that. But I've been trying to explain the concept to bishop takes f4.
I'll take on f4.
Excellent move. Queen f4, queen b6.
Queen b6. Play rook f2.
Rook f2. So I've been trying to explain. We don't have time. I'll tell my. That's what she said. Sorry there.
Yeah.
So rook f2, knight c5.
Knight c5. He plays. Let's play. Let's see.
We have 120.
Knight g3.
Knight
And
G3.
oh my
That's
goodness.
risky.
Oh boy, that is not a good move.
Königs Pilsner also played excellently, has to be said.
Yes.
Knight d3.
Yeah, queen d4. This is going to be a little bit of a struggle.
But I did sort of sabotage the operation. Queen takes d4 has
Yeah,
been
pawn
played.
takes.
cd, knight
Yeah,
f2.
knight f2, king f2.
King f2.
Okay,
Rook
but I like
a8.
rook a8, rook d1.
Rook d6.
Rook d6. Play knight e4.
We also have this rule that once you're down to 30 seconds, you can take the blinders off. Rook h6.
Rook h6. Let's play h3. How much time do I have now?
50 seconds.
Oh, so I'm not even close to being down.
No. Rook h4.
King f3.
It's a rule I just made up. Rook e8.
Knight d6.
Rook d8.
c5.
b6.
g3.
Rook h6. All right, 30 seconds. You
Okay.
can unmask.
All right, but I also have to put on my glasses.
Oh, okay. Then I'll play rook e1 for you because if not,
Perfect.
it's gonna be tough.
He has a lot of time.
Yeah, he's tough. I'll be right back.
Yep. Oh my goodness, he just blundered. Well, I may be able to win this after all. Oh my goodness, I'm not used to this mouse, so I'm a little slow. All right, well, a very well played game. I think some people would make fun of me for my last 10 seconds here, not being able to play a little bit quicker. And I did hang knight d3, so there's some work needs to be done. But that was a tough game. I got very lucky that you somehow hung a rook. So
What happened?
well, I drew.
Wow.
But actually I should have. Right after you left, he hung his rook, so I think he was intimidated by you. And so after you left, oh boy, I'm allergic to something. Maybe maybe it's the scarf. What did you put in that scarf?
I don't know. I told you I can't guarantee for anything.
Well, this is gonna be my handicap for the next game is the sneezing. All right, let's see. Pick another game. Galactic.
Galactic, that's our friend from Switzerland.
Okay, that will work. Yeah, so he hung his rook, then I was winning, but I lost on time, so it was a draw.
It was a decent outcome in that game.
I agree. Actually, I didn't have any too embarrassing moments, so
No, it was fine. I'm sorry. I ruined it.
well, I think that would be
Laurent got very upset
What about?
about many things.
Namely, like,
He's saying I ignored his challenge, which I didn't do on purpose. Is he gone?
wow.
And pretending I like Canadians. No, that's a lie. I'm on the record having said many times that Canadians and Australians are the best people. Not saying I like them, but I'm saying they are the best people. But they seem allergic to
I'm allergic to something in the
stars.
Hamburg,
Yeah.
in the Hamburg air. What do you do when Laurent is upset with you?
I just try
Do
to
you try to
needle
make it-
further.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You probably try to make it worse.
Which is not ideal. He gets very upset. Well, all the France stuff, which is obvious, but in particular about baguette talk. He really can't stand
What's
baguette
the
jokes. He
problem?
thinks it's so unfunny. Well, to me, it's genuinely very funny. Like, I've had a lot of meals with Laurent, and every single time you're at a restaurant, whatever, you're in a Thai restaurant, every single time he will ask if they have pain blanc. Like, you get your whatever Thai
Yeah,
curry. Excuse me, you have white bread? And he thinks it's completely normal, which probably is to him. But to me, it is hilarious every single time he does it. So it's will be an eternal source of conflict.
I understand. Basically,
hilarity.
it can never really be resolved.
No,
Yeah.
he could stop ordering pain blanc, but that's very likely. Or I could stop being
but
amused by it.
that's it's probably easier to quit smoking.
Yeah. In this position, by the way, there is, I believe, a famous grandmaster that shall not be named, who twice played knight d5 with the black pieces, which lose a piece after bishop d5.
Oh,
bishop
yeah,
d5,
E3,
e3.
yeah.
And in between, he had a game with that position with the white pieces, where his opponent played knight d5.
That's quite funny.
So, I don't know, it was a little shady to me.
How do I return?
Oh, sorry, click on the queen c8. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Queen c8 is fine, bishop d5 is fine. I think queen c8 is the best move. And Galactic is a big student. of
Yeah,
theory.
I see. All right. Do you like this move?
Yeah, I think it's kind of standard. I also feel like I'm having an allergic reaction. I'm mainly allergic to cats.
Cats?
Yeah,
I
not,
think
not just the movie, but it's the...
Oh yeah, well the movie got relatively no, actually I shouldn't be so Canadian about it. It got horrible reviews, right?
I haven't seen it, but I will ironically watch it because it's
Well, I think that's probably
such a source of entertainment.
that's probably their number one source of sales at this point.
For sure. But yeah, cats are tough for me. But something must have been in these scarves.
I mean, I am struggling right now.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm not kidding.
We're gonna survive this, Jan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like... we should talk about that. We have a long Vikings tournament ahead of us.
That's so funny. I was about to mention that. I was going to ask if there was an important tournament coming up.
Starts tomorrow. Peter Svidler, probably in the building at this point. He landed in Hamburg. I got confirmation he landed. He will be doing the show with me every day. You will be joining us tomorrow. And then, once you're back to... What was it called? Saratoga?
Sarasota. Saratoga is Saratoga is north of New York City. On the way to Montreal, actually, I used to pass it. I used to pass it always when I drove home, to see my family in Montreal. From New York, you pass Saratoga, but I live in Sarasota,
Okay.
which is on the west coast of Florida. Can
Hang
I?
on, knight c5.
Knight
Let's
c5.
take Galactic's pieces.
Yeah, that's I believe it or not. Actually, I'm sure you don't. I had seen it.
I do not believe that.
That I didn't think you did.
But what I was gonna say is, you'll do what will you do an after show once you're back in the USA? For
Yes. Yeah. So I'm gonna start. We're gonna start doing an after show during Weikanze. Maybe. So I have to fly back. So maybe starting on
so round
Tuesday,
4, like something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Should I
I'd
take
say
the
it's
rook
like
or the
18
pawn?
rounds. Let me think. Probably rook. Right?
All right. That was my instinct also, but I'm not nearly as competent.
Well, you're way more Canadian.
I'm much more Canadian. It's nobody can take my Canadianness away. Although I am now a dual citizen of Canada and the U.S. So,
Wow.
but they don't take the Canadian one away. So I'm still.
So do you still get free health insurance from Canada due to
no.
your Canadianness? No, that's not how it works.
It doesn't work that way, especially because if something happens to me and I'm in Sarasota, especially
Right.
not Saratoga, it would be quite a long way to get myself to Canada. But I
Worth
guess
it.
you know if I did go back to Canada and live there, I would get health insurance again.
Boom.
Okay, so now it seems like
So why is it that so many Canadians move to the USA, even though apparently Canada is this tropical paradise with
Canada
free
was
health
said-
insurance, with
Yeah.
all the best everything.
in my case, it was just a little bit of a domino effect. I moved first for university, and the main reason I went there for university was because there was a chess program at the school where I went called it's called UMBC, Maryland Baltimore County, and
UNBC.
UM.
University. UM.
for Maryland,
Maryland, Baltimore County.
they have a good basketball program at Maryland College Park, which is a different campus, same system.
Wow, I had no idea.
This is where I need technique.
We have more pieces.
We have more pieces. It's good. Well, I'm gonna.
Moxa Pope is saying that's it. Garfield's scarf. That could be.
Garfield doesn't like Mondays
Or cats.
or cats. Yeah, I think that's true. Okay. Probably not very accurate play, but.
So yeah, Weikanze coming up.
Yeah, and
The great Peter Svidler is here. I will do my best to distract him, but he just can't help himself. Spitting out chess knowledge eloquently.
Yes,
With
perfect English,
it's so upsetting.
a little cricket,
Yeah, that's
little
also
cricket
upsetting.
talk. Yeah,
But mainly the English.
I could have taken this pawn.
18 times per show, people will say, "Peter, you speak amazing English."
Yeah, it's like, please stop complimenting him, right? I mean,
Take the bishop. Take the bishop.
oh,
Leave
take the
canova.
bishop. I was just thinking about positional purposes.
Boom, galactic.
Galactic. Is Galactic a friend from Switzerland who speaks French or German or?
I think I know he speaks English. I think he speaks German and French. I think he speaks every language we could
Well, this
even
is
think of.
people always make fun of Americans for not speaking a lot of languages, but it is very impressive.
Unlike
when they do.
Canadians who speak,
Well,
you're born
yeah.
with 2 languages.
Well, not really born. I was really born with French, and then you just kind of learn English eventually. But I speak reasonable Russian, although I've forgotten a lot. I think in the last decade, so maybe I'm not being humble enough. But maybe with Peter, I'll say a few things in Russian to annoy him.
I haven't done that much actually.
Well,
Like say
What
random
are you
stuff
waiting
in
for?
Russian to annoy him.
how is your Russian?
Very close to non-existent. Хорошо. Спасибо.
Хорошо.
Только немного.
До свидания.
Я не говорю по-русски. Я немецкий. Yeah, I don't speak
немецкий.
Russian.
Я из Канады.
I'm Gennady.
Yeah, is Canada. I'm from Canada.
Canadian. I thought you were Gennady. I don't like this position. It looks good because
Yes,
on paper we don't have the bad bishop. But turns out bad bishops protect good pawns. So this is actually a very fine position for
People
black.
say even a bad bishop is better than a knight or something like
I don't know. Also, Black Dog, he seems to have studied this in great detail. He's banging out the moves.
Yeah, normally you play this plan and then you have a bishop coming to e3.
Exactly.
So
Now,
now,
where's my bad bishop when I need it?
yeah,
Okay, we'll have to
grovel.
work with what we got.
That's
Don't like it. What can you do?
I need to get used to paying attention to this chat. So someone asked about the UMBC mascot. That's a good question. The mascot is a retriever, which is, as Jan doesn't like cats, but maybe he likes dogs.
Yeah, I have some sympathy for retrievers. Very dumb animals, but beautiful and can be trained to do all kinds of things. So I'm pro retrievers.
What do you do on G4 here? You take it. It's a deep plan.
Take something.
It's a deep plan.
I'm so materialistic. If I have one weakness in chess and life, it's my materialism.
Only one weakness.
Yeah, that and my humility are my two weaknesses. Queen d4.
You have to watch out for it.
Sherlock.
Oh,
Could be a good
it's
move.
okay, yeah. Well, bishop b5.
Yeah, it's probably just winning. But sometimes you gotta risk it to win the biscuit.
That's
Not here, but sometimes.
in this case, it was questionably true.
Not one of these cases. So are you a product of the US chess scene? How did you become a chess grandmaster?
Sort of, I think through playing a million Blitz games when I was a teenager and watching people play a million Blitz games. I used to spend a lot of time, online playing and watching, and I was lucky.
You had the same recipe like me, having no friends, and then it sort of just happened.
Rather limited social life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think is really people ask for what the
recipe
best
for
way to
success?
to improve a chess is. Just be awkward.
Yeah. I think I'm much more social now than I was before.
Yeah, no, I'm not calling you awkward. Don't get me wrong. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you should, but
No.
But I'm just saying in comparison, it's just imagine.
No, but I'm also half serious about it. You don't become a grandmaster without putting in the time. I always
It's a very time consuming.
Not very inspiring opinion that there is no recipe, no method. You
have to do
these
work,
things, but you do have to put in the hours. If it's playing Blitz, watching Blitz, thinking, reading, can be many things, but it's hard if you have a rich social life.
This was a deep maneuver.
Yeah, but he's out deeping me.
He's out deeping you. You're out of your depth.
Sure.
But you got lucky.
Pre-move?
It's a decent
rook
it's
c7.
rook c7, yeah. It's a risky pre-move. But he's only going to have 3 seconds to make you. Oh.
Wow.
Very impressive.
The special reward, which I think people can't see, but after you win a game like this, there's a little treat. Boom, I'll get right to it. Thank you, Chess24.
By your favorite contributor.
For sure. Highly recommend it to, well, not exactly if you want to improve your chess, but if you want to,
this is a very good name for a video.
Tricky
It's
Trombowski?
the kind of thing that could be used on Twitter to describe like the U.S. president. You know.
Moxapop is saying Burns for 20. He's clever. He makes you think he's dumb. Who's that? Ah, the golden retriever.
Box of rock.
That's what I said. Burns for 20 has a golden retriever.
Yeah.
Dumb as a box of rock, but friendly as hell. That's what I've been saying, right?
It's quite accurate.
Pro retrievers here.
I thought you had no idea what you were talking about.
No. I
Can
know
you
my
find a
golden
challenge
retrievers.
from Laurent?
I think Laurent,
Laurent-
he's a proud Frenchman. He's not going to wait for us for
He
like
got
2
offended.
hours to take his challenge.
He put on his beret and left.
I think that's probably exactly what happened. Like, not where he left chess 24, not his flat. He only leaves in the morning to get his pinball. I should stop doing this. He will get very upset. We also, I think this is the last game because there's a banter thing at 5. I think a Banter Blitz Cup match. I promised to quit a little early so they can set it up. So I will leave the great honor of playing the last game to you. And you are playing none other than, I can't pronounce this, and secondness.
It's a 5-minute game. I'm ready.
Maybe
I stand
Cygnus.
I said
Oh, there he is.
He's playing fast. I'm gonna make this move. I used to play this move a lot in Blitz.
And Cygnus is not surprised.
No, not at all.
He's given 3a6 quite some thought, and he decided knight c3, d5, not so clear. The bishop f4, b5, I'm not worried, and d5, e3, no. And Cygnus knows his stuff. Carl Nearing is on the chat. How are you doing, Carl Nearing? Carl Nearing is our only US customer so far. We're hoping, now that you're here, to generate like at least 5 more. But
Yes.
Carl Nearing is from Ohio. I think he's from, not exactly from Cleveland, the greater area. What was it? Columbus? That's not in Ohio, right?
Columbus, Ohio. There is a Columbus, Ohio.
That's where Carl Nearing is from.
Okay.
He's pro LeBron, even though he went to high school with Greg Popovich. He sometimes has some knee issues. He's an older gentleman. So I hope, Carl Nearing, that you're doing fine health-wise. And thanks for showing up.
Afterly. For my first Banter Blitz with Jan here. We're going to be doing a lot in the US. So there's going to be an after show for Weikanze is going to be the first start. And then we're also going to be hiring other people to speak. So it's not just me you're going to be listening to. And I think we have quite a few exciting concepts that are in the pipeline. So it should be fun for everybody. I'm using big words, right?
Fun for everybody is exactly what we're looking for.
Should I take this bishop, Jan?
Yeah, take it.
Would have been more precise to do it on the previous move, but
Who do we have in the USA? We don't have much, right? We have John Bartholomew, even though he's a very busy man.
he's
I
very
think
busy.
He might have left
He's
already.
he's very busy studying the Scandinavian.
Yeah, and Mr. Dodgy is saying, finally an English-speaking chess 24. Mr. Dodgy is our resident, I don't know what
Funny
the
guy?
word is.
Funny guy?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it funny. It's like...
I mean,
what
and
is the word? I don't know. It's...
I'm glad that he thinks I qualify, given that it's actually
Yeah,
my
we've
second.
established French as your first language.
Yeah, exactly. So, but
But I think he means a version of chess 24 in English. Because Mr. Dodgy, he claims to be a native English speaker living somewhere in the Swedish forest, I think.
Swedish forest.
Well, Sweden is like 80% forest, 20% snooze. But no, Mr. Dodgy, yeah, he's our resident, self-acclaimed, text-based comedian.
I see.
Mr. Dodgy is saying, wow, you built up that punchline and then fled from it. Which one, the describing you or the snooze one? See, that's why he's a
I couldn't decide what to do.
He's
so
a
I
comedian.
played
He thinks
six.
in punchlines. He thinks in setup.
Yeah,
Where's the
yeah, yeah.
punchline? Well, I'm just talking.
I see.
He's a big theoretician of comedy. As for the position, oh yeah, should be fine. No?
Yeah. I have bishops.
And Panther Chat saying, now all trolls finally in chat. With trolls, I mean only me, of course. Then why do you say now all trolls?
This guy, he wants to trade pieces. Okay. We have to play an endgame.
Yeah, should be doable. I'm trying my very best to pretend I'm remotely interested in this game. It doesn't come to me naturally.
I understand.
The one weakness I have as a chess commentator, I really don't care about chess. I'm trying to
Yeah,
compensate with the talking and so on, but you can't hide it forever.
It's true. It can be obvious.
It's funny, because it is true.
In every joke, there's a little bit of truth. That's what they say, yeah?
Do they say that? We have to ask Mr. Dodgy. He's a big student of
Well,
jokes.
he's a student of comedy, yeah.
I thought comedy was tragedy plus time. Mr. Dodgy, educate us. Are you a big student of comedy?
I like comedy a lot, and I like wordplay, puns, you know.
So who are your favorites?
I don't know that I have favorites, really.
What do? You watch like Netflix specials or?
Yeah, I mean, I watch Netflix specials. I watch Saturday Night Live sometimes. I mean, it's kind of hit or miss these days, but...
Yeah, I haven't followed Saturday Night Live much the last couple of years.
This guy's very solid.
Yeah, and Cygnus. Solid as a rock.
Solid as a rock.
Mr. Dodgy is saying, I don't believe time is an element. I specialize in blurting stuff out.
Huh. I see.
It shows.
Well, problem is this position doesn't excite me.
Tell me about it.
Okay, maybe now. Now I'm more excited. Not really.
Oh, I should also plug while we're plugging stuff. Peter Svidler, Banter Blitz, 7 p.m. my time, whatever time that is for your time. So in like 2 hours, you might want to watch that. People.
Maybe I would watch that.
I wouldn't, but I would if I could. No, sorry.
Very well said.
Very eloquent.
Yes.
That's why I need Mr. Dodgy for the funny part.
How much time do I have?
You have like 1 minute 13.
Yeah, I guess I can look. I can look at the clock. Some of the things that should be easy. This guy's too solid.
Yeah.
Jan is trying his best not to yawn this position.
I am. Not because of the position, but I'm genuinely tired because people only see what we do in front of the camera and
That's
they
true.
think, wow, this looks like so much fun. They don't know the heavy, heavy grind behind the scenes where we've sat through 17 hours of meetings. I can't recall a single thing that's been discussed in the last 17 hours, but I was physically present. I did offend some people. I would like to apologize to all these people. You know who you are. I forgot what I said, but I did offend.
But it was very offensive.
It was offensive.
Yeah.
Racially charged. Kidding. I know this. I shouldn't joke. I shouldn't even joke around with it. Right? In Canada, you don't even... edgy stuff you don't go near, right? Like,
I mean, that's a bit too strong of a statement, I think. Do you think I can win this position, Jan?
Say, eloquently changing the topic. No, I need to master that.
Actually, I probably should have. I should probably watch my time and.
Yeah, 22 seconds. No,
Yeah.
I don't think you can win, actually. It's
No,
going to be tough. I think it's time to
It's time to bail.
count your losses.
Oh, he's
Take
I
on
guess-
E4.
Yeah, that's right.
Go home.
Yep. Oh, he's playing for the win. No.
So, Panther Chess is saying, Professor Dr. Svidler is one of my favorite professors. Couldn't agree more. So, Peter Svidler is playing at 7 at 5. There is a Banter Blitz match. Thanks so much, Pascal, for joining. This has been fun.
Hope we'll do many more.
Not many more. Mr. Dodgy is saying, eloquently refusing to change topic is the goal when Peter is around. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough 3 weeks. Not for me, but for Peter, because...
He's going to be trying to avoid that.
No, the problem is he's so much better at chess than me that normally around day 1.5 I get annoyed and I overcompensate by really trying to change topics and making it awkward and annoying everybody watching the show, and especially Peter, who's so polite, and he's an honorary Canadian.
It's like a marathon in this tournament, so
That's also true.
you both have to have, endurance to make it through.
Yeah, and Peter, from the reports I get, he's also fighting. I'm not sure if a life-threatening illness, but has some health issues, so let's hope he's okay. Let's hope he shows up at 7 and that I do not get on his nerves too much.
Otherwise, he might give you whatever his ailment is.
No, that's the problem. He's too polite. He's not even going to
he
let
wouldn't
me
do
know.
that.
Like, it's only subtle clues like, can we talk about some chess, please? No, thanks, Pascal. There's a lot more
Thanks, Jan.
going to be coming from Pascal, and in the US&A, if you're in that weird part of the world, we might be hitting some time zones
Yes,
we have not hit much before.
The Americans will be very happy.
Stay tuned. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
watching.
guys.